Hey, you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNI toy review. And today's review is in association with MarvelousNews.com, your #1 news source for everything Marvel. And for today's review, I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new Marvel Legends 6-inch Grey Gargoyle figure from Hasbro. Now this figure comes packaged in the same style that we see with all the Marvel Legend figures. You've got the black box, the Legend Series logo up at the top, the figure clearly displayed in the window packaging. Then down below you've got the Marvel comic logo, since this is a comic book based figure, and the name of the character. Now on the sides of the packaging you've got some artwork for the character, and then on the back you have additional artwork as opposed to an actual look at the figure. You've got a brief bio in multiple languages. And then down below we've got a look at all the figures in the wave that you need to get in order to complete the Kree Sentry Build-A-Figure. Alright, let's get this open and take a look at what's inside. Okay, so here's a look at the figure outside the packaging along with the other contents. Now the only accessory that comes with this figure is the Kree Sentry Build-A-Figure piece, the head sculpt, and I will be taking a look at the Kree Sentry in its own review once I've looked at all the figures in this wave, so be sure to check back for that. So for the figure itself, starting with the head sculpt, I think Hasbro's done a good job with this one. It looks pretty accurate to how the character appears in the comic books, and this is a character that's really kind of appeared many different times over the years, has fought a lot of different Marvel superheroes, pretty much everybody out there from Thor, Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, even Captain Marvel, which is why Hasbro probably stuck him in this wave. So he is one of those villains that's definitely gotten around, and again I think Hasbro's done a good job with this head sculpt. He's got the kind of charcoal looking hair, which is pretty accurate to the comics. He also has that mask that he wears over his eyes. I don't really know why he wears a mask since his face is essentially covered in stone, but there you go. And then he's also got a mustache. He's got a big evil looking grin with the white teeth. He's got whited out eyes. And then for the skin tone, you've got the gray color because again, he's covered in stone with a little bit of black wash. So I think that looks pretty good. Even from the sides, I think it looks good. And again, pretty accurate to what we see in the comic book. Okay, now for the rest of the figure, this primarily reuses the parts from the Capwolf mold. You've got the same arms, legs, and torso section. The belt is different, and then you have different hands and feet and the addition of the cape, but otherwise, and head sculpt obviously is different as well, but otherwise it's the same body as that Capwolf. And you've got this gray color throughout, which looks pretty good. The cape is the same color as the skin, and then throughout the figure, including the cape, you have these black and white dots that give you that kind of sparkle stone look, which again I think looks pretty good, comes off looking pretty good on the figure. And he's wearing the blue gloves with the black stripes, which is in keeping with the comics. Same with his boots. You've got the blue with the black stripes. He's got these claws, so I'm not sure if this hand, it looks like something maybe from Black Panther. I haven't actually confirmed it. This one is open and the right one is closed. And then you've got the pointed toes, the clawed toes as well, I guess in keeping with that whole gargoyle look. Should note that the cape is removable if you want to take it off for some reason. Now this figure stands right about 6 3/4 inches tall. Here's a comparison with that Captain America Capwolf figure, and these two are the same height. And while it has gone up against many different superheroes, I generally tend to think of him as an Iron Man villain. Maybe it's because he appeared in that ForceWorks cartoon animated series in the 90s, and they actually did a figure of him then for that line. But so here's a comparison with that Iron Man, that era of Iron Man armor, and this Iron Man, this particular Iron Man figure is a little bit on the short side, so you can see the Grey Gargoyle figure is much taller. And just for one final comparison, here's a look at the comic book based Captain Marvel figure. Okay, now for articulation, you can turn the head to the left and to the right. It's on a ball hinge joint, so he can look down really good, and he can look up pretty good as well. You don't get a whole lot of head pivot with this one. And then with the arms, you can get the arms out good. He's got good rotation there at the shoulder, even with the cape on. He's got a bicep swivel. He's got a double hinged elbow, so he can bend his elbow that much. He's got rotation with the hands, and he has hinges on the hands, so good up and down movement there. He's got an ab crunch joint, so he can crunch forward about that much, and then he can look back about that much. The cape limits some of that movement a little bit, but not too much. He can still look back pretty good there. And then he's got a waist swivel, With the legs, he can only do the splits that much, and then you can get the leg forward good, up high, and then you can do the leg out and back. He's got a thigh swivel, he's got a double jointed knee, so good bending there at the knees, got a boot cuff swivel, hinges on the feet, so up and down movement, and he does have ankle pivot, and 2 peg holes on the bottom of the feet. Okay, so that's my review. So overall, I've got to say this is probably my favorite figure in the wave. There's nothing super spectacular about it, but I do think it captures the likeness of a classic Marvel villain. So I'm definitely glad that Hasbro decided to do the Grey Gargoyle. Again, he's been around a lot, fought a lot of different Marvel superheroes. My only real complaint with this figure is it would have been nice if they included some kind of accessory for the figure itself, something that mimics his power to turn things into stone. But again, I do think they captured the likeness of the character, and even though this primarily uses the Capwolf mold, I think it works well with this character. Now this figure, along with the rest of the wave, has started to see a limited release and should start seeing a greater release towards the middle of the month. We'll have a full image gallery up at marvelousnews.com. There'll be a link in the video description below. As always, leave a comment, let me know what you think. If you're so inclined, please subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And you can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to all those in the video description as well. Until next time, guys, I'll catch you later.